Well, hello from Renters Avenue, Northwest 4. Okay, so this is, I'm just going to turn the camera, you don't want to see my face, it's just to show you that I do exist as a human being. I'm just going to split the camera to show you, this is the Hendon Way, as it goes over the Brent Cross flyover. That's Brent Cross over there. The significance of Renters Avenue is that there was, in ye olde days, a farm, Renters Farm, and they gave up a lot of their land for obviously building. These are 1920s houses that went up in the early to mid-20s. That one there is a particularly nice example. He's got his original windows, original window frames, which is quite something. The one next to it clearly got done in the 70s with modern double glazing of its time. Nice window in the top corner there. So yeah, this video is really just a bit random. It comes off the back of me trying to do an exploratory video to find the famous, well now for me anyway, famous picture painting by Norman Reeves called Hendon Housing Estate, dating from the early 20s, and I had hoped that I might be able to locate the point where it was painted. I might have done, it's hard to tell. But anyway, one thing's for sure is that the factory that was in the distance that I talked about, and that was on an Instagram, Blue Sky post in November, was, I pointed out that there was a factory, and that was Johnston's Photographic Chemical Works, and that was where that car park is there. Thanks mate. Brent Cross. Overflow car park built in the 80s, late 80s or mid to late 80s. There's Phoenix. I mean, it's pretty grim in some ways, this landscape. You know, it's typical of its time. You know, when Brent Cross was built, it was the wonder of its age, and I remember very well being, as a kid, being told about it. To be honest with you, it's all a bit past its sell-by date really, and long overdue some kind of revamp. So what I'm doing here is actually trying to make the best of a bad situation, because the video that I shot really didn't bear any fruit. So I thought, tell you what, let's go and walk up the Hendon Way to Hendon Central. And I'm going to do it in stages because a lot of it is dull, so when I get to things that are of interest, I will unpause the video. So this, to give you a little bit of history, what is the A40? This is the A41 urban motorway, I suppose you could call it. 6-lane highway. It will take you all the way through, ultimately into Hertfordshire. One thing that you notice walking along a road like this, apart from the horrendous noise and pollution and the grimness of it all, is that all the clutter. Look, these are temporary road signs that have probably, I mean, I don't know what that's all about, but another sign up there for Brent Cross, because you're approaching a major road junction and things are happening. But for the pedestrian walking along here, it's all pretty grim. But I'm going to get to a point which is quite interesting. It might involve me having to go down this subway in the distance here, so that I can show you a few things. So in the end I decided not to go through the subway, because it's like probably pretty nasty. Now that's noteworthy, the building there, that's Grovemead Health Centre, but what's particularly noteworthy is that that building went up some point in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s as a health centre. What was on that site before was the Hendon Cottage Hospital, which was built I think in the early 1900s, and it's something that I had in the good old days of Twitter. I had put a post up about, to some detail as I did, showing this old building, and I remember it being there actually, that it was way past its best at that point in the 70s and 80s. Let's get past the bus stop. So yeah, there you can see it again. The Hendon Cottage Hospital, which set in really in splendid isolation before this road came through in the early 1920s. I think that's when this road was built. There would have been some kind of road here, but when that happened, the piece that was there for this hospital, because it was like an isolation hospital. Can you imagine that? An isolation hospital with all of this. But it was, when it was built, we were out in Middlesex countryside, and it would have been a nice place. It had gardens, it was lovely. What I refer to as grey plague. This is where houses are, older houses are given the modern treatment and shades of grey. Pretty horrible, but not my taste. But you know, that's what people want. There's another one over there that's been done, one over there that's been done. So eventually, if people are allowed to do what they want to do, all these houses will be grey. Yeah, beats me. Whereas this is more of a sort of 20s suburbia. And this area was, in its time, a very aspirational place. Hard to believe now, I know, but back in the 1920s and 30s, Hendon was really quite a place to come to and live. And that was down to the fact that there was a tube station just at the top of this road where the Hendon Circus, as it used to be called, was. Now, I'm now just getting up to this building here, and a lot of you who are familiar with the area will know this building. It's the old Hendon pub. Quite what it's named, I think it was just called the Hendon. That's what I seem to remember it being called. There'd been a number of different things. It had been a snooker themed pub. But look, the state of it now, it's so sad. And I think this is a case of managed decline. And I'm almost certain that this will end up being pulled down and an apartment block being built on the site. Very sad. But you know, that would have been the place to go to back in the day. Back in the early 1930s when that went up, that would have been the place to go to. You'd drive down here in your sports car and pop in for a few drinks. In the days when people used to drink and drive, naughty. This is interesting block of flats from the, I would say these are late 30s. What's noteworthy about this building is down towards the end is Hendon Way Motors. So it's just reinforcing we are on Hendon Way. A business that has remarkably survived all this time under that name, selling sports cars. And it was always a thing for me when I was a kid to look out for. Now obviously I'm on the wrong side of the road to show you the detail. A lot of traffic going through, but there, as you get towards it, I mean it's like a motorway, this, isn't it? It wouldn't have been like this in the old days though. Hendon Way Motors, there you are. Looking very 1930s with Porsche cars in there. There's a big hole in that run of buildings, and whatever was there before, which was in a similar style to the rest of it, came down about, I think, 2-3 years ago, and we'll get run over here. It hasn't been filled in. I don't know what's going on. Speculative building, didn't work out. Someone didn't get their money. I don't know. I don't know what this was. I think it's possibly a bank. But Hendon Central is a gem in some ways, but it's very sad. It's like so much, unfortunately, in northwest London has gone into a terrible decline. It's not the place that it used to be. So we're getting towards Hendon Central station. So when this station was built as part of the extension from Golders Green through to Edgware in between 1922, 23, 24, this station sat on its own because none of this was here. It was being built at about the same time, and there was literally a circus, a roundabout in the middle. Really noisy, isn't it? The station itself didn't have all these block of flats around it. It was a small scale building with that entrance that you can see. It's the old cinema, which is now a health centre place, club. Do a wide angle for you. There you go. We're just walking up Queen's Parade and Queen's Road. Right, so I'm just on Queen's Road, and of course we've got a nice big bus going to knock out the view, and another one just coming up behind me. I need to do proper editing on videos, don't I? Why I decided to shoot here is because the bridge where that bus is it's a bridge, okay, carrying the Northern Line, and there are some great pictures that the London Transport Museum have got of the Northern Line extension being built, and there is a picture which shows this particular bridge under construction, and what you can see in the distance is just open countryside and a muddy lane. There you go. So it's if I could, I'd blip up a picture, that picture in particular, to show you, but I can't do that because I haven't got the ability right now. But yeah, what could be interesting, I could take a little walk up here to Brent Street and go and have a look at Memories Hendon, which is a fantastic shop run by Paul Smith. It's Paul Smith, who he's been around for a long time. His father Clive Smith, who had they've both been press photographers, but they've an enormous collection of archived pictures of the area, of the surrounding area, in Hendon, Mill Hill, Golders Green. A great resource. I'm just carrying on this bit of video here because there's a fantastic house you can see. Let's see if I can just get in a bit closer. That has got its original windows. I'm a great fan of original windows, crystal style windows. So that is a bit of a survivor, that is. Let's just pull back again. So yes, this is actually, if I'd carried on, Hendon Park. This is where I was a bit earlier on in another video, but I was shooting. Could have just come through here. Anyway, right. So I think we'll just finish off there. The videos that I do can be pretty boring, and I don't mean them to be. A lot of the time it's because I haven't really planned anything, but if you've been kept up watching, thank you for watching.